Hi, everybody. This is Everett Woods from The New Deal. So I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to walk you all through the New Deal ROI calculator. That's the New Deal Return on Investment calculator. All right, so we put this calculator together specifically so that you, as an investor, can give offer amounts very quickly in 30 seconds or less. These three elements is that you can very quickly uh, calculate an offer to a homeowner. You can do this while you're out in the field, or if you were to get a phone call from any of your marketing material from a homeowner inquiring about their property and you buying it. Now you will know, based on just a few pieces of information, what you can absolutely offer as your initial and maximum allowable offer, factoring in different variables. So we're just going to get started right here, and we are going to do one of the properties that we actually did uh, in our company. So we're going to do 10260 Prince Place, and that's in Marlboro, Maryland. So once you enter your address and just say that you got a call from a homeowner, you just enter the address there. Then you're just going to click on the arrow, and now you are going to see that the address is here, and this is actually a hyperlink which will take you to uh, the Zillow page where you can find out more information specifically about this property. So once you click on that hyperlink, it will take you over to just here, this Zillow page, and you will see that it gives you the address, and you'll see that this is an off-market property. This particular deal that we did, again, we focus on going after deals that are not listed on the MLS because that is where the highest profit margins are. When you're not competing with all the other agents out there. So you can see that you get the estimate 271,992 for the ARV, the after repair value. You'll also see that you get a rent estimate. What if you rented this property out? Would it potentially cost you, or not cost you, but what you could potentially charge to be able to rent it out? So you can see that figure here of $1,986. You can also see if you were going to refi this house, if you particularly owned it, but that does not matter for our particular purposes. You can see that it's 3.5 baths. It's actually 6 bedrooms, and that it sits on zero point 0.8 acres. It sits on actually about 34,000 acres, square feet of land, so about almost a full acre. It was built in 1961. It's a 1,474 square foot home, single family, has a detached garage, a fireplace. So, you can get a good amount of information. You can see kind of where it's been going generally for the market over the past few years. And you can also get an idea of what the property taxes on this house is if you were to hold on to the home after you rehabbed it. So this just gives you a lot of information all at once, all at your fingertips. It's a really fantastic tool here. You will see that right now the estimated ARV on this house is $271,992, and that the value in the home has gone up about $2,700 in the past 30 days. This is great information to have, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is, let's say, for instance, that you are a wholesaler and you are strictly looking to wholesale this property for quick cash. You are going to click on the wholesaler tab. So as you can see that this automatically populates by letting you know, again, here is the property estimate, $271,992. Now, when dealing with investors, they're typically going to be using sources of money or cash like a hard money or a private money lender. So, though, or even a bank. So they're going to um, only be able to borrow a certain percentage of the money on that, of the after repair value. So typically that's between 65 and 70% on the high end. So as you can see, we have a drop down menu here where you can click, but we're just going to say 65%. So the loan amount at that point that your investor is going to be able to get is going to be for $176,794.80. So let's just say typically in this particular area, the repair costs is going to be 30,000. So let's just say 35,000 to be conservative here. So you could have a $35,000 repair cost, and you want a wholesale fee of, let's say, on this property you are looking or hoping to make, let's say, $8,000 for your wholesale fee. So once you enter these numbers, you are going to see automatically the offer amount has changed automatically. So if you're on the phone with a potential homeowner interested in you possibly buying their home, you know right away, and this takes less than 30 seconds, guys, which is why this is so fantastic, that your initial offer should be basically $120,415.32. And the maximum allowable offer, the MAO, should be $133,794.80. So you should, under no conditions, as a wholesaler, pay more than $133,794.80 for this particular property. Now, let's just say that you'd be willing to go to a $5,000 wholesale fee. So by just simply entering that, automatically now the numbers have shifted, and for you to make $5,000 you can offer $123,115 right here, and your MAO, your maximum allowable offer, could be $136,000, which is more than it was at $8,000 because it was only $133,794.80. So let's go over to the rehabber tab here, and this is where I really just love this calculator that we've created for you. Now this is our rehab estimator. All right, so all you need to do is look at the information here. So again, you can see that the after repair value is already entered in, 271,992. The loan percentage, again, we're going to stick with 65%, which means that you as the rehabber are going to be able to borrow $176,794.80. And we are saying that the repair cost, the amount of money it's going to take you to get the property up to market, is $35,000. Now, this is where these next few boxes is where, or sections is where most investors, especially new investors, really misjudge what they should be doing. So here, the financing cost, and remember, as someone who is going to rehab the home and either hold it or turn around and sell it, you need to be aware of these fees because you're borrowing money. You're borrowing $176,794.80. So let's say that for your financing cost, that your loan amount times your interest rate is, let's say it's 16%. You can already see that the financing cost here is now adjusted up. And the points to a hard money lender, if you're using a hard money lender, the points for the hard money lender, let's say, is 4%. You've got a nice hard money lender. So your financing cost for this particular rehab is $21,215.38. that absolutely impacts your bottom line. That absolutely is going to determine how much you're going to make in profit, because you're going to be paying these fees out. And this is something, again, that most uh, uh, rehabbers forget when they're getting started. And they're looking at this ARV number of 271 and thinking, whoa, well, I can get in for 176 and turn around and make almost $100,000 off the property. But no, you are paying additional costs for this money. So now you have your sales expenses. Okay, so again, this is already factored in kind of the industry standards here, but commission. Now, keep in mind that your commission is the cost for the buyer's agent and the seller's agent, the commission you're going to pay those two agents. So typically that number comes out to 6% of the total amount, 3% to the buyer's agent, 3% to the seller's agent. So we're going to keep that at 6%. And then your state transfer and recordation fees is typically a percentage of the deal. We're going to actually move this to 1.6%. And again, you can see that this has already changed some of the figures in your sales expenses. And we're going to say that you're giving some seller assistance, minor seller assistance, because that is happening a lot in the industry right now. So let's say that your seller assistance is 0.5% of the deal. Again, you can see that this is changing this number here, your sales expense. And then title and closing is typically $500. So we're just going to keep that at $500 for the selling. Now, for the acquisition, you're also going to be paying a fee, obviously. So there, you're going to have your transfer and recordation fees. We're going to move that to 1.6%. You're paying on both sides of the transaction. And your title and closing fees, we're also going to keep that at $500. And let's say we want the profit margin to be, let's just change this and say we're going for $35,000. But keep in mind that in this particular deal, maybe you paid, you did not get the property yourself, which means you did not do your own marketing and come across this property or have a homeowner contact you specifically. Maybe the phone rang and it was a wholesaler who had this property under control and wanted to wholesale it to you for a fee. And let's just to be consistent say that they are asking for $8,000 of a wholesale fee. So once we enter all those numbers in, we can see that our offer amount, the initial offer amount that you, knowing that you're going to rehab this home, would be $132,224.90. And the maximum liable offer, the MAO, would be $146,916.56. So you can see that these numbers are different because we're including the acquisition, the wholesale fee, the sales expenses, the financing costs, the repair costs, all into this formula. That's incredibly important. That absolutely determines what you can potentially pay for the property, and that also will obviously impact what you will be able to acquire the property for. Look over here real quick and see that as a wholesaler, you're not factoring in all these figures, is $133,794. But if you're rehabbing and holding that property, you can afford to pay a little more, $146,916.56, because you have more room in the deal to get to your $35,000. As the wholesaler, it's your job, as a good wholesaler at least, you want to make sure that your buyer, the investor that is going to purchase the property from you, actually has an incentive to purchase the property from you. So that is how the new deal ROI calculator works. As you can see, it's very simple. And more importantly, this will allow you to absolutely have confidence when you are making your offers and negotiating back and forth with your homeowners. So I want you guys to really use this. We put a lot of time and effort into this, so absolutely use it. This will make your life so much easier. This will give you confidence that you may not have when you're first getting started. And this will let you know your numbers inside and out as a wholesaler or as a rehabber. Know your numbers. Real estate is all about knowing your numbers. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.